Right, so I think the important aspects about harvesting is obviously we can see on the land, pickers literally walk around with a basket and cut it, and asparagus comes off in many forms and dimensions. What the market wants, they're very clear about specific specification. So what we talk about in quality is all about the spec. How long it must be, what is the diameter, is the head closed or not. So in this crate here, you'll see here's an example of asparagus. This is a little short. Ideally we want to pick it at about 18 to 20 centimeters. We do a pre-clean here, package it. The most important aspect with handling asparagus quality is hydrocooling. So as soon as it's picked, you want to get it back into the pack house as quickly as possible and put it under a hydrocooler. A hydrocooler is basically a process of bringing down the core temperature of the product. So water at roughly 0.5 degrees Celsius, it's almost freezing, just about freezing, will then cool this product down. That extends the life shelf, the longevity of the asparagus once it's been picked. So asparagus loses moisture very, very quickly. Once it's been picked, we actually store it in high humidity cold rooms, humidity running at about 95% relative humidity. So it's basically like a steam room, which will stop the asparagus drying out. Sometimes during heat like this, what happens is that we don't want the asparagus head to open. The longer you leave it in the ground, the head opens. You want a closed head, so you pick it a little bit shorter. This is what we refer to as tips, roughly 9 to 11 centimeters long, and this will then go and be packed specifically in tips in 100-gram packaging for the retailers. There's a big misconception in consuming asparagus. A lot of people actually believe that the thinner asparagus is more tender, and it's not the case. So your thicker asparagus is actually more tender. This is actually very fibrous, but there is a market for this, and we package it specifically for a market that likes thinner asparagus. Overseas, in some countries like France, you'll see that it's obviously presented as a delicate plate, more so than the thicker spears. And then this is basically waste. So it'll be interesting when you take a walk back through the field there, you can actually just monitor, the crown. So every crown bed will produce between 8 and 12 spears, and it shoots up and it grows very, very quickly, up to 4 centimeters per day on a hot day, as long as there's enough moisture in the ground. Once the head is open like this, you'll see it almost forms seeds. This is considered waste. We unfortunately don't have a first grade or a second grade market for it. There's nothing wrong with asparagus, you can still eat it, but ideally what we want to look for is a processing where we can still make use of this asparagus, but it doesn't fetch the same value in the market as opposed to first or second grade, or what we refer to as export grade spears.